true that Steve and Bernie butted heads?
Yeah. I mean, you know, they were the kind of guys that they both alpha males.
I met Bernie years and years ago when I used to have a golf tournament down in Bermuda. And Bernie was the highlight of my
He, felt like he didn't want to do it anymore. He was on his own path, and Steve.
Ever wonder what happens when two famous people butt heads? Prepare yourself for a fierce fight as none other than Samuel L. Jackson challenges Steve Harvey's claim to be the king of comedy as we get deep into today's episode. You won't want to miss this tea spill, we promise. Imagine Samuel L. Jackson playing golf with Bernie Mac in Chicago rather than just with anyone else.
When I came to Chicago and I was doing Negotiator, Bernie took care of me. He took me out to play golf.
Why did the mood alter when Steve was mentioned?
I hear y'all take vacations together on the yacht or something.
Well, we get on the boat with Magic and Cookie. Steve and Marjorie have their own boat.
Steve may have trodden on some toes, according to whispered stories. As we go further, we discover the complicated bond between Jackson and Harvey. Given their prominence in the field and common racial background, you'd assume these two big shots would be as trustworthy as thieves, but you couldn't be more mistaken. Jackson and Harvey's interactions were virtually effortless. In fact, Jackson has obliquely hinted in previous interviews that he isn't a fan of Steve Harvey. Could it just be friendly rivalry between two prominent TV figures, or is the plot even more hazy? Jackson's interpretation of Harvey goes beyond a focus on a competitive edge and explores the background of Bernie Mac, the comedian with whom many people believe Harvey had a rivalry. With his incisive radio wit and well-liked daytime talk program, Harvey made a name for himself.
I have friends that I look up one day and I realize we've achieved something that we talked about.
But is charm a matter of opinion? The list of Harvey's accomplishments is long. He is a brilliant stand-up comedian, a beloved television personality, a best-selling author, a shrewd businessman, and a philanthropist. Jackson, though, is not interested in what Harvey is offering. Jackson and Harvey defy the common tendency of black celebrities to create relationships like their friendship with Bernie Mac and their chummy relationship with Martin Lawrence. It's odd how one person has a dispute with the other while the other one walks carefully.
But he always was wide open for that, and he never lost being that kid from Chicago that wanted to make everybody laugh and keep everybody happy.
Investigating this A-list spat reveals that Jackson has misgivings about Harvey's reputation. His distrust extends beyond whispers. He increased the stakes by relating a memory of their unpleasant meeting and journey to the ocean years earlier. So what's cooking now? Glossy pictures of Jackson, Harvey, and their wives having fun and vacationing back in the day painted the town red. The catchphrase in glossy headlines was "Life on the Ocean." On opulent ships, July 4th rave parties were held. The story alluded to a developing bond. However, as is frequently the case in Hollywood, nothing is always as it seems. Later, Jackson revealed the truth, emphasizing that their chance encounter on the ship was completely accidental and unplanned. But why is the air so cold? Let's go back to the early 2000s comedy circuits. Another name is now added to the mix: Sanders Mac. According to rumors, although Mac and Harvey appeared to work well together in the comedic world, there was a lot of turmoil going on behind the scenes. Given that they were both pursuing popularity, Harvey's apparent mission to surpass Mac was extremely dishonorable. You would recall the renowned original Kings of Comedy shows if you have a good memory or simply enjoy comedy. For many who were unable to attend, however, this was the significant stage that propelled Harvey, along with other comics like D.L. Hewley, Cedric the Entertainer, and the aforementioned Bernie Mac, into the stratosphere of comedy. They weren't only wildly successful in terms of numbers. For subsequent generations, this program revolutionized comedy. They were the Golden Four, and they covered a wide range of topics, from African-American experiences to the amusing details of different cultures. Bernie Mac was the buzz of the town as Harvey's celebrity grew thanks to his own TV show and his talent for lighthearted audience banter. While Harvey, despite being slick on stage, was more combative off, DL was riding his popularity wave.
Bernie said in the GQ article that when he got Ocean's 11, Steve had reached out to the producers and said he thought he would be a better fit and tried to get the part and blah, blah.
He occasionally made fun of audience members' wardrobe choices or predicted their future careers. Bernie Mac, on the other hand, had a forceful and raw approach. He struck deeper chords about society concerns rather than merely trying to make people laugh. The undercurrent suggests that Harvey might have felt eclipsed by Bernie's distinctive approach, and what began as a competitive relationship between colleagues turned into a personal feud. Now, rumors among their inner circle imply that this rivalry was more than just jealousy on the job. The globe is ablaze with recent discoveries. As one piece of the celebrity jigsaw was being put together, rumors circulated that Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac had a falling out while they were both performing on the renowned original Kings of Comedy tours. The secret is out at this point. On Shannon Sharpe's podcast, Club Shishi, Cedric the Entertainer, a fellow tour participant, confirmed, yes, I mean, they were both powerful personalities. They simply had different perspectives, but they were able to resolve it in the end. Cedric went on to say that their differences, together with the ego of a promoter, prevented them from sharing the stage once more. Mac made a hint about Harvey's green-eyed monster in a 2003 interview with GQ magazine, saying Harvey tried to sabotage his acting roles. In 2010, Harvey acknowledged that Mac's comments had hurt him. According to a source who gave the information, when Bernie Mac landed a part in the Ocean's 11 series, Harvey, motivated by envy, tried to steal it away, even if it meant foregoing a pay raise. Consider that Mac and Samuel L. Jackson, a legendary actor in Hollywood, were closer than most people think. Their friendship extended beyond their roles as co-stars in Soul Men. Jackson has emotionally reflected throughout the course of time on their relationship and the bizarre experience of Mac's premature departure prior to the film's premiere. He admitted, "Weed is to talk about blowing up and being famous and doing all this stuff and all of that." However, their busy schedules prevented them from hanging together much. Soul Men paid a moving tribute to Bernie Mac and Isaac Hayes at the closing credits. Jackson made the suggestion, mirroring the thoughts of Malcolm D. Lee, the filmmaker who said, "I haven't quite processed that Bernie is gone." Given how closely Jackson and Mac are connected, it makes sense that Jackson could be wary of Harvey, especially in light of Bernie's open comments. While speaking with Ed Gordon's show on Black Entertainment Television, Harvey, on the other hand, alluded to a different interpretation of their tale. Tinseltown tales, however, have a variety of angles. So who is being completely truthful? Harvey was forced to handle the whispered argument when Gordon put him in the firing line. Harvey said that the friction arose following the contentious GQ story in which Mac implied that Harvey's envy went beyond ordinary rivalry and actively thwarted his opportunities. The reply from Harvey: "The story," he acknowledged, "hurt." He argued, "I was outraged at first because it just wasn't true. Bernie and I had a lot of fun together before this piece in GQ came out and had all of this file material." B claimed he had never said, "So I had to believe him." According to rumors, Harvey says he questioned Mac about the statements made in the interview. Harvey admitted, "B said he never said it, I had to take him at his word for it." And, in an unexpected turn of events, he gave Rhonda McCullough, the widow of Bernie, credit for assisting him in finding closure. Of all people, Rhonda is aware of the truth.
Before we went out on stage on the King tour, Bernie used to pat us all. Bernie was an athletic dude, so he used to pat us on the rear end like basketball players.
I was able to let go of a lot of things, so it was a purifying experience for me. Thoughts of doubt persisted as tribute announcements poured in. Fans weren't quite persuaded by Harvey's penitence. Social media was flooded with criticisms. And Harvey's reputation was damaged in other ways outside the Mac incident. He has been the target of persistent rumors, controversy, and public slurs, including a memorable on-air confrontation with comedian Monique. She discussed the dynamics of the industry, her relationship with Harvey, and other power players, while also providing humor and some hard truths.
I look at my brother and I say, "How dare you, Steve?"
Harvey made a subtle suggestion during their heated debate that Monique's position on Netflix sounded like something only the wealthy would worry about. Regarding a prospective boycott, he questioned her motives, and Monique pleaded with powerful people like him to show their support. Harvey retorted, "You cannot put yourself on the line. The best thing you can do for the poor is to avoid becoming one." Such controversies served only to highlight how some people felt about Harvey. His focus seemed to be solely on making money. As if on cue, rumors about his contradictory relationship counsel started to spread. Despite being a self-described love expert, Harvey has made 3 trips down the aisle, which has caused some to question his knowledge. Rumors of infidelity in his 3rd marriage loomed large, severely tarnishing his reputation. Mary Harvey, his 2nd wife, also filed a lawsuit against him at one point. Although it was dismissed for jurisdictional concerns, it gave still another dimension to the story of Harvey's troubled history. The abrupt cancellation of Harvey's chat show, Steve, was a stunner in 2020. Before receiving an official statement from NBC, the perplexed host learned the fate of his program from news sources. It was suggested that Harvey's personal attitude may have been the cause of the show's demise, as old skeletons from the past, such as his infamous 2017 memo asking seclusion in his dressing area, came back to the surface. By connecting the dots, many people concluded that Harvey's apparent ego conflicts may have influenced his conflict with Bernie Mac. This theory appears to point to a pattern in his actions that would help to explain Jackson's ostensible worries about him. Hollywood is still infamous for its shifting sands. It can be difficult to distinguish fact from fiction in the confusing web of Hollywood stories. The only certainty in the Harvey Mac saga, however, seems to be that there are two sides to every story. Whose account should we believe in? The distinction between reality and glitz in Tinseltown is as hazy as ever. Folks, that wraps up another frenzied foray into the turbulent world of celebrity dramas. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to like and comments. Also subscribe our channel for more videos.